So what is up, everyone? Today I'm going to be showing you how to build a full automatic quoting system for your business. Now, this is a great automation that can give you automatic quotes or even show them to your customers. And if you're an agency, this is also an amazing automation to sell. So without wasting any time, let's get into it. Basically, first thing you're going to do is you are going to go to automly.pro. If you don't know what this is, it's basically my app and it allows you to build make.com automations in seconds. Once you are in, you are going to sign up. I already have an account, so let me just log in. All right, once you are in, you are going to go to the builder and you are going to say this. You are going to say, build me an automation where a webhook receives info. Then it runs it through ChatGPT to calculate a quote. Then it goes through Google Sheets to be added to a Google Sheets. And then you're just going to click on generate. So about 10 seconds later, it has generated it. So we're just going to download the JSON and then you're going to go to make.com. In make.com, you're going to import it. So you're going to click here, you're going to click on import, and then you're going to choose it as a file. Then you are going to choose it and save. You should then have something that looks like this, and I'll show you what we're going to do right now. First, you're going to set up ChatGPT. So you're going to go here and you're going to create a connection. If you don't know how to, it's very easy, so I don't have to walk you through it. Then this should already be pre-selected, but you want to select create a chat completion. And for the model, this is where it depends on you. If you have a system that doesn't really need that much thinking to give a quote, so let's say you sell products at a fixed price. So for example, you sell a t-shirt for $50 and shoes for $100, for example. And then all the model has to do is just do some simple math, then pick a cheaper and obviously dumber model. But if you want something that's way more complicated and it has to take so many factors into place like conditions and images and all that sort of stuff, you want to pick a more advanced model. But just for the sake of it, I'm going to pick 4.1 system. Now here's what you're going to do. You're going to go here and you are going to type a prompt for it to calculate your quote. Act like it's a child. It doesn't know anything about your business and you have to explain every single thing. So for me, I'm going to keep it pretty simple. I'm going to say, your goal is to calculate the total price of the order. Every t-shirt costs $20. I'm going to put it that way. And every shoe costs $50. You are going to calculate the price and only respond with that number depending on the number of shoes ordered and the number of t-shirts. Now, of course, for you, this is going to be very different, but then I'm going to save. And then you can also put an image input and all that stuff. For the max output tokens, leave it low if you have something that's not too intense, but put it higher if you need like way more advanced features. For the Google Sheets, it's very straightforward. You're just going to create a connection. So let me pick the right one here. And then you are going to select the correct spreadsheet. So this is, of course, just a placeholder. So I'm going to pick clients here. And I am going to pick sheet 1. Once you are done doing that, mark it if it has headers. And here's what you're going to do right now. So you're going to delete all of this in the quote. This is for me, so I only have 2 fields. I have name and I have quote to keep it simple, but you can have as many things as you want. Now here's what we're going to do, and it's going to be very different for me than it is for you. I'm going to set up the webhook with fake data. Because for you, basically, when you want to set up your webhook, you're probably going to use a provider like Wix or Shopify or anything like that. And you probably will connect it to a form. Or you can connect it to a Google Sheets or whatever. But what's going to happen is usually when you connect it to like a third-party app, that app is going to send data of its own into here. Basically meaning that if you have a form, it's already going to like determine the name and the fields and all that stuff. All you have to do is just find the names from the webhook and then place them in the Google Sheets and ChatGPT. But because I don't have that, I'm going to show you how I'm going to create it. So I'm going to select a random webhook and copy the address. Then I'm going to go here. I'm going to type the webhook. I'm going to place question mark. Oh, my bad. Question mark. And then I'm going to say name equals Yahya. And I'm going to say order equals I want, so I want 10 t-shirts and 5 shoes. And then I'm just gonna run it. Yeah, so I kind of forgot to turn it on. So let me just run it once first. And then let me run it again. So I'm gonna click here and run. Let me refresh. It has been accepted. So if we go back here, it's normal that there's an error. We haven't set it up properly yet. But here you're going to see that the webhook brought us back a name and an order. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to ChatGPT, and then we are basically going to tell it, we're going to go back here, calculate based on the following information. And then we're going to place the order as information. And then I am just going to save. And then we will go to the Google Sheets. I'll select the right spreadsheet again. So let me choose this. Then that. And then if you see any sort of variable that's blank like this, or sometimes even black, you want to delete it and you want to replace it with the right one. So the name is just going to be the name. And the quote, this is very important. I'm not going to put the order because that's the order. I'm going to go and I'm going to put the result from ChatGPT. And then I am going to save, and this is pretty much going to be it. Don't worry about this error. All you have to do is just save again. This is from the run before. So I'm just going to come here and I am going to save again. That one is gone. And now if I run it again, so let me come here and let me change it a bit. So I basically changed it to I want 15 t-shirts and 7 shoes. Let me run it once. Wait for new data. And let me run it like this. So it accepted it. Now if we go back here, we're going to see that ChatGPT. So if we go to the result, we are going to see that it gave me a total amount of $650. And now if we go here, we are going to see that the values are going to be this. So unfortunately for the quote, it did put a little mistake. All you have to do if it does something like this is just make the prompt even stricter and tell it specifically to only give back the final cost and not give back the calculations. But this is pretty much it. You have now built a scenario in under 15 minutes that can take whatever you give it and calculate a quote based on your specific prompt. Just one more thing too, if you want to be able to send back information, so in case you want to send back information to show it straight to your customer, I wouldn't recommend it since AI can do mistakes, but you're basically just going to go here, you're going to go to webhooks and you're going to select webhook response. Then you're going to keep the status to 200. You're going to go on the make.com documentation. So make.com documentation. And what you're going to do is you're going to search your specific third-party app. And then what you're going to do is you are going to find the response format for that app to plug in here with the variables. Because unfortunately, every single third-party app does come with its own response format in JSON. With that, I hope you liked the video, and I hope this automation is going to be very easy for you and very useful for you. If you guys want to check out Automly, it does have a free plan. So just go sign up, try it out, and let me know how it goes in the comments.